Welcome to the deep dive. So you're looking to become an expert, right? To really get a handle on a field and maybe get there a bit quicker.
Yeah, efficiently. That's the goal for a lot of folks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've dug into a whole load of research psychology, skill acquisition stuff, goal setting frameworks, even stories of, really accomplished people.
Mm-hmm.
And the mission here is basically to pull out the absolute essentials, the
Yeah.
surprising bits, to give you a clear path to mastery without drowning you in details.
Right. And there are some really fascinating common threads we found. Let's start with just what is an expert?
Good point.
Because it's more than just knowing a lot of things. It's about consistently getting results that are, vastly better than most people.
Okay, like the top performers, the elite.
Exactly. And there is this idea of adaptive expertise, too. It's not just following the rules, it's understanding why things work, being able to innovate.
So you can explain your thinking, not just do it by rote.
Precisely.
Yeah.
That's a key difference.
Okay, so understanding, outperforming, adapting.
Yeah.
Got it. So how do we actually get there? The sources seem to really hammer home active learning.
Oh, definitely. Instead of just listening to a lecture passively,
Right.
you're actually doing something, engaging, discussing, maybe experimenting.
Like trying to learn a new recipe.
Yeah.
You don't just read it, you actually cook it, right?
Yeah.
It sticks way better.
Absolutely. And to really make it stick long term, there's spaced repetition.
Ah, yeah. Reviewing things just as you're about to forget them.
Exactly. At increasing intervals, flashcards are the classic example, but the key is revisiting them strategically.
And retrieval practice, that's like testing yourself.
Yeah, basically. Low stakes quizzes, even just dumping everything you remember onto a page, a brain dump. It forces your brain to pull the info out.
Which is way more powerful than just rereading notes, apparently.
Much more.
Okay, and what about big, complex skills? Seems overwhelming.
Well, that's where task analysis comes in, breaking it down into smaller, manageable chunks.
Makes sense.
And then there's something slightly counterintuitive, interleaved practice.
Oh, yeah. What's that?
Instead of drilling one skill until perfect, you mix up practice on different but related skills, say different types of math problems or different tennis serves.
Oh. And that helps retention.
It does, surprisingly. And I know you like the Feynman technique.
I do. Explain something complex in really simple terms. If you can't do that, you probably don't understand it deeply enough yourself.
Exactly. It forces clarity.
All these techniques sound very deliberate, which ties into goals, I guess.
Absolutely. You need direction. The SMART framework is really useful here. Specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound.
Right, so not just get better at coding.
No, much too vague. More like complete this specific online Python course, build one small project using it, and get feedback from a colleague, all within the next 3 months.
That gives you focus. And that focus feeds right into deliberate practice, doesn't it?
It's the core of it. Deliberate practice isn't just logging hours, it's structured, intentional effort.
With specific goals for each session.
Specific goals, intense focus, getting immediate feedback, repetition, but with variation, and crucially, always pushing slightly beyond your comfort zone.
That's where the real growth happens, right? Outside the comfort zone.
Mm-hmm. And people talk about the 10,000-hour rule.
Yeah, is that still a thing?
Well, it's kind of a shorthand. The quality and focus of those hours are what really matter, much more than just the number. Think of a musician working intensely on one tricky part with a teacher watching.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And having that teacher, that guidance, mentorship seems important too.
Hugely important. Having someone experienced guide you, share insights, give honest feedback, it can seriously accelerate your progress. It's a powerful alliance.
And finding a mentor, that's probably a whole other deep dive.
Could be, but worth seeking out.
So you've got the learning techniques, the focus practice, maybe a mentor. But expertise isn't static, is it?
Not at all. Fields change. Continuous learning is non-negotiable.
How do experts stay ahead?
Reading constantly, going to industry events, networking, taking courses, just generally keeping an ear to the ground. It has to become a habit.
Okay. And what's going on inside the expert's head? Is their knowledge just different?
It's organized differently, highly interconnected, like a dense web that lets them see the bigger picture, recognize patterns really quickly.
Pattern recognition. That seems key for solving problems efficiently.
Definitely. And they develop more sophisticated mental models, internal frameworks for understanding how things work. They also tend to spend more time really understanding a problem before jumping to solutions.
Interesting. More upfront thinking.
And better self-monitoring. They know what they know and what they don't know.
Looking at people who've actually achieved mastery,
Hmm.
leaders, scientists, artists, are there common threads?
There really are. Things we've talked about: deliberate practice, always learning, resilience when things get tough, setting clear goals, seeking out feedback, good people skills often, being adaptable.
And maybe a bias towards actually doing things.
Yeah, taking action. These patterns pop up across hugely diverse fields.
So wrapping up, it sounds like becoming an expert isn't really a secret trick. It's more like a combination of things.
Exactly. A strategic mix of how you learn, how you practice, who helps you along the way, and just committing to keep growing. It's a journey.
So maybe the final thought for everyone listening is, which one of these ideas, active learning, deliberate practice, finding a mentor, maybe just the SMART goals, which one resonates most with your current goals?
Yeah, what's one small thing you could apply, maybe even today, to deepen your understanding just a little bit?
Because every one of those intentional steps builds towards that mastery. Thanks for exploring this deep dive with us.